Good evening, everybody. We're joined with the head coach of Mount Pleasant's Academy and champions of the 2025 Concacaf Caribbean Cup, Coach Theodore Whitmore. As we know, he's also the first coach in the region to win the CFU Caribbean Cup and the Concacaf Caribbean Cup. CFU Caribbean Cup with Jamaica 2008 and 2010, and 2025 with Mount Pleasant's Academy. We'll now open the floor for questions from members of the meeting.
Yes, coach. Certainly you did it hard here tonight. How would you sum up the game, coach, after the other team went down to 10 men? Then going behind and had to dig it out in the last 2 minutes or sum it up in your own words?
I think it was a difficult game. Tournaments like these, especially final, is not much about the performance, it's about the result. We know playing against any 10 man, it's gonna be hard. But as I said it, we left it late. Still am confident that we can do it. I spoke to Fergie and tell Fergie, listen, don't worry. It's gonna be hard, but we're gonna do it. And we did.
Changes, coach. They changed Bradford and Interville, that's his name. Immediately as they came on the pitch, they impacted the game, and the youngsters especially had 2 assists at the night. Tell me how important were the changes in that moment and the youngsters' performance?
Well, again, the way we see the game, I think the game needs some impact, so Maggie and Bradford, we need players to run in behind and threaten in behind. We didn't get that. Everybody wants to play to field. So I think with Bradford, Maggie and Rafa came into the team, I think they had something to the game.
But were you disappointed that they got a little sloppy after the other team went down to 10 men, coach?
Well, yes, I think at times we divert from what we want to do, especially in the first half. We weren't moving the ball quick enough, so we allow our opponent to set. We know they're going to play long ball, and for me, disappointed in conceding 2 goals tonight, especially the last one, the goalkeeper slipped. But again, overall, I think the guy deserved it.
Yeah.
Coach, you mentioned at the pre-game press conference about your lead going into this game, the 1-0 lead, and that it sets it up good for you because that's what you needed, a small margin. Were you expecting what happened in the early stages of this game, even though you were up 1-0 to happen, because you want the challenge, you got it, but were you expecting it like that?
Well, again, in football, you have to expect anything, and that's the way we set the team. We could have gone down to 10 man as well. So we were weary of situation and we practice that way for any event or anything.
Sometimes it's harder to beat 10 than 11. Was it that tonight for you?
I think the Mount Pleasant team made it difficult for themselves. As I said before, not doing the simple things, We tend to dwell on the football instead of moving around the football and move around the opponent. So I think we made it difficult for ourselves.
2 previous defeats in finals at the stadium. At one point, it was looking like third, but you mentioned you were confident all along. What gave you such confidence that you would have turned it around?
Well, again, as I said before, the additional of Bradford, Rafa, and Maggie, we were creating chances, and again with a Tyreek Maggie, one brilliance, and he showed that tonight.
Coach, before the start of the group stage, you spoke about the importance it was for the club to do better than they did last year. Then after the group stage, you said you guys wanted to go all the way for the first time. Now with the first regional title for Mount Pleasant, can you explain what it means for you and for the club doing this title?
Very important. I think the owner deserve it. I think the people of St. the community base deserve it. I think Jamaica and our whole deserve it. So again, I have to say hats off to the team for bringing it this afternoon.
And you guys already confirmed this place in the Champions Cup by making it to the final, but now you guys are seeded into the under 16. Can you explain what that means now on the preparations, when that begins, and how do you look at the squad to prepare for that?
Well, again, we are far off with that concern. That's next year March. What we need to do is turn around and look to the Premier League, start getting some games, start getting some play for the players. We have depth in squad, but one of the things this afternoon again is familiarity with players, not knowing each other. If we look at Daniel Senfloor, first time starting in the team. So we can look on a lot of situations. Now we are back to the JPL where we can get a lot more games and get the players to more familiar with each other.
And a question, coach, this is third year now. I remember that the Jamaican team is in the final of the Concacaf of the Caribbean Cup, and the second year now the Jamaican team has won the title. Can you speak about the growth of Jamaican football in the region?
Well, as I said before, we are improving a lot, and last year it was Cavalier and the board decided that, hey, listen, guys are the situation, the truth must not leave Jamaica. So again, the Premier League, we just need some good services to play on. When we go away, the services we play on the one that we play on, and that's the only difference. But this is to show that we are doing something good where football is concerned in Jamaica, because a Jamaican team last year, a Jamaican team this year out of the JPL.
Coach, I've seen where titles have been given out for best coach on the island based on trophies won. Does this put you in the ring also as a best on the island or one of?
No. I don't run down titles of coaches. Theodore Whitmore will always go his best. Whether for a club, whether for a coach, I'm always going to give 110%. And again, you can't be the stats. It is there to show. So I'm not the one who's going to quarrel with this coach and this. No.
Good evening, Coach. Matthew McConnell from McConnell Sports. Coach, you've had many accomplishments in your career, from scoring in the World Cup to carrying the national team to a World Cup final and now winning the Concacaf Caribbean Cup. Can you say at this point where it's rank in terms of accomplishments?
Well, I just have to, as I said before, I just have to keep doing it. So each time a title, a trophy, whatever you want to call it, is there. We're going to play, we're going to give it our best. So again, sky's the limit. Just keep working.
And also for me, Coach, at this time, given that you took up this project about 3 years ago, how satisfying is it to see that it's come to fruition at this point, given the fact that just having talent doesn't mean that success will come?
Well, again, you can't be too satisfied. Again, we are we put ourselves in a position bigger league for players to go play and show. We want to see players going abroad. We want to see players going on trial. We don't want players who just want to stay at Mount Pleasant. Any player who just want to stay at Mount Pleasant make no sense there. So that's the start of the environment. So they put themselves on a stage where they're unsure. They're unsure. So they are out here to show Concacaf region, Caribbean at large, what they are made of.
Coach, yesterday I asked you right here if you dare to dream about lifting a trophy. You just did that moments ago. Tell me the difference in how you felt yesterday and how you feel now. Is there a sense of relief, a sense of accomplishment?
Well, yes, we have set out to win the tournament. Again, as I say, it might be difficult at times, but we're able to pull it off. So it's a great achievement, a great feeling. You know, it's tremendous feeling.
Okay, understand very much.
Any other questions? Last one.
Coach King from Margaret TV, good night. The last time I saw where Cavaliers won this trophy, I was able to bring Lionel Messi to Jamaica. Are you dreaming of the same right now?
Well, I don't know who will be coming, you know, but as I said before, we are in the position that we want to do better. So it doesn't really matter who gets here. You know, we want to do better. We want to, as a Jamaica club representing Jamaica, we want to go one step further. So it doesn't really matter who we play. We just have to prepare ourselves physically and mentally and attack.
Thank you very much, Coach.
Yeah.